one woman who is choosing to challenge. I'm talking about the one and only Meghan Markle. The 39-year-old spoke her truth Sunday night during a 2-hour long bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey.
I was really ashamed to say it at the time and ashamed to have to admit it to Harry, especially, because I know how much loss he's suffered. But I knew that if I didn't say it, that I would do it. And I just didn't want to be alive anymore.
So were you thinking of harming yourself? Were you having suicidal thoughts?
Very, very, very impactful right there. That was the Duchess of Sussex speaking very candidly about her time as a working royal and the very intense toll it took on her mental health. Mel, really quickly, your reactions to seeing Meghan be so vulnerable in that moment.
I mean, I can see now why Oprah called this one of her best interviews. She actually said it was her best interview yet. And it was because it became bigger than just about Meghan and Harry. It became about race, it became about mental health, and how the media has treated women over the years, which I know is something we're going to talk about today.
100%. I mean, Meghan Markle's treatment or mistreatment, we could say, by the British media has ignited conversations, just like Framing Britney Spears, the documentary that got released recently. That has shined a light on the way that Britney was treated through the years, especially by the media.
Yeah, and fans have been speaking out about this for some time now. And I'm glad we all are listening since the documentary has come out. They have taken to the streets, they have taken to the internet for the Free Britney movement in support of the pop star. But as the documentary showed us, the world was not always that kind to her.
Justin Timberlake is in the house, and I just want to ask you one question. Did you Britney Spears? Yes or no?
Oh, man.
Come on, man.
Okay, I did it. No,
Yeah. He has gone on television and pretty much said, you broke his heart. You did something that caused him so much pain, so much suffering. What did you do?
I am so glad that things have finally changed from that era of media and the way that Britney was perceived. And, thanks in part to women like Meghan and Britney who are inspiring others to use their voices and stand up for themselves. And one woman who does just that, who we are going to bring in now, is ET's very own Deidre Behar. Deidre, you are always a shining light for other women and constantly uplifting others. And I wanted to ask you, as a woman in media, right now in 2021, what were your reactions when you saw both Meghan's interview and then also the documentary about Britney Spears?
Well, first things first, I want to throw that compliment back to the both of you. Thank you for always lifting everybody up and empowering others and making me smile on a daily basis. My gut reaction to Meghan's interview last night was exactly what Malicia said. It was so much deeper than a narrative about what I thought I was going to watch. It was about race. It was about mental health. It was about a bigger picture in society right now that we need to be having conversations about. And then if we want to transition over to the Britney Spears documentary, my reaction to that was it was very shocking, but it wasn't surprising. I've been a lifelong Britney Spears fan, really, really loyally dedicated to my girl Brit. And, I think for fans, especially over the last 10 years since the conservatorship was first put into place and the cruelty really, really started. I mean, I'm talking about harassment from paparazzi, Britney being the punchline of jokes that were centered around her mental health and ultimately mocking her when she reached a breaking point. I think this documentary really shined a light on those atrocities and it magnified how women in media are too often mistreated. I'm really hoping that people watch this documentary, that they watched the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry sit down, and they now approach daily life with a certain lens of empathy, of kindness and understanding.
Yeah, and you're making me think of social media because the times have changed. And as toxic as it can be, one benefit of having different platforms as a celebrity is that you can control your own narrative to a certain extent. So, what do you think are the benefits of that, especially when it comes to mental health, Deidre?
First of all, Milicia, love that you said the word toxic. I immediately think of my favorite Britney song. But on the flip side of that, it's a really serious matter, and I'm grateful to social media for being a tool that celebrities can now use. Back in the day, think about it, when a celebrity went through a scandal, they had to either do a rare sit down interview or they had to issue a statement which got funneled through and then got, you had to work with a magazine or an outlet to get it figured out. Now, not only can you control your own narrative, it's immediate. You can use social media and at the hands, your fingertips, you can immediately let the world know what you're feeling, how you're feeling, what actually happened from your perspective. That has been a huge game changer. And I really wonder what life would have been like if celebrities in the early 2000s, and of course prior to that, if they had had the benefit of using social media to really share their narrative.
You mentioned game changers, and I feel like what we've seen with Meghan Markle opening up and then also the documentary surrounding Britney Spears has been a game changer for us as women and journalists in the entertainment industry. And I feel like it has caused us to rethink how we approach interviews and sensitive topics like mental health and family planning. And one thing before we wrap this segment that I want to bring awareness to is yesterday, before the Meghan Markle interview aired, Bethany Frankel had tweeted some really nasty remarks, and immediately after the interview she apologized. And I think it's the reason why I'm bringing this up is I feel like it's a reminder to everybody that we never know what other people are going through in their shoes. And I think that as a society, we're very quick to go to a place of judgment when we need to be quick to go to a place of support, especially for other women. One thing that I've learned in the industry and in my career is that we don't have to dim each other's lights for our very own light to shine. And that was just my little TED talk that I wanted to bring up before we wrapped this conversation, because I think it's important that we all just come from a place of love and support rather than tearing each other down.
Yeah, yeah, and I think you
Absolutely.
said it
Amen.
perfectly. Yes, it's an abundance of opportunities out there for all of us. And as you mentioned, we don't have to, just because someone else is shining doesn't mean that our beauty or our talents dissipate or disappear. They're still there and we can all win. So I think that's what we really should take away from this.